Thank you very much for the moderator who has given me the opportunity to present the results of our study related to the teacher's ability in integrating technology for EFL classroom. So the first one, we are going to the backgrounds of this study. Nowadays, we know that the spread of technology becomes massive use various aspects of human life. It is also including the teaching language now begin as a signs of the integrations of technology. Rahma Fitriani in 2019 stated that technology integration is a tool that can be used to support the language teaching learning process in EFL classrooms. This is because the technological resources used as an effort that can be used by the teacher to facilitate learning and improve teachers' performance in the classroom, which in Indonesia it's PEP. Being able to utilize technology in the learning process is one of the indicators of professional teachers' competence. It is also supported by the scopes of 2013 curriculum in Indonesia Informations and Communications Technology. Integration says the learning concept in English teaching and learning process. This is the reason why teachers must keep increasing their technological literacy and competence. Despite the efforts of teachers in integrating technology in their classroom, it does have some difficult problems. Teachers need to continually learn how to utilize technology successfully as it develops. Harima and Muslim in 2019 found that the use of technology has left many teachers confused about how they should conduct technology in their classroom. So, in considerations of these explanations, it is important for teachers of being able to follow with advancements in technology. But in fact, there is still very little information related to the examines how English as a foreign language teachers are able to incorporate technology into their classes. So, therefore, this research is expected to revisit the theory on the first one, EFL features technology integration level, and the types of technology categories which have to be more relevant in this digital era. And the second one, in practical aspect, teachers must find the research findings as a reference on how they can represent themselves as effective teachers in technology integrated instruction. Okay, now we are going to the research method. So a qualitative case study approach is used by the researchers to accomplish the goals of this research, and this aims to ensure that the investigations can be carried out in its natural setting. It means that it is without researchers' involvement. And the participants of this study were two English teachers from different junior high schools who have adopted a curriculum based on information and communication technology. The both of teachers were selected after taking into consideration their individual backgrounds and strengths, which were anticipated to give the reliable data required for this study. And the next one is about the technique of data collections. So for this study, we use interviews, observations, lesson plans, analysis. Then each of such data were examined and coded in accordance with Chris Wells analysis framework. So this framework consists of 5 stages. There are data explorations and coding, and then descriptions and theme development, representations and report, interpretations and findings, and finding validations. Okay, we are going to the core of these representations. So, in this finding, based on the collected data, the finding of this research will be divided into two. Okay, the first one is about the technology categories. Now, look at this table together. Okay, according to the data on the table, we can see that the teachers use several technology categories in their teaching of English in the classroom, such as devices, and then learning platform, learning applications, learning media, social networking sites, and web resources. All of these technology were employed for a variety of purposes, including finding relevant materials and references to English classroom instructions. And then they also use it for giving scores to the students and etc. Well, from that table, the book of teachers implies similar forms of technology such as like mobile phones, laptops, tablets, and projectors. So they made use of laptops to store and analyze data as well as to access learning materials. So, and teachers might display lesson material using the projector that were provided in their schools. Meanwhile, if you're looking at the learning platform, they are Google Classroom and Edmodo that use more often when the schools conducted online learning during the COVID-19 pandemic. So the teacher said that nowadays in current face-to-face classes, the the two learning platforms are only used when teachers cannot do classroom learning directly in the classroom. Okay, the third one, we can see that there are Google Drive, Google Docs, and then KineMaster, PicsArt, Squeezes, Edictionary, and Google Translate are other technological tools that were discovered to be used by the teachers and were categorized as learning applications. So this learning application used to provide a pleasant learning environment with interactive and collaborative materials. Then the teachers also use quizzes for designing and delivering formative tests which will then be done by the students on their own school computers or mobile phones. In the fifth sections, so we can see that there is a social network side. So social media platforms like WhatsApp, Messengers, YouTube, and email, which are being used often for communications, might be beneficial for education. It is like what the two research participants did. So they use social media to communicate with students outside of the classroom. And the last is the internet that must be present in the classroom, which have been integrated. Technology. Okay, now we are going to the second finding of this study. It is about the teacher's technology integrations level based on FAMR model. After reviewing the technology categories that the teachers had employed, the researchers tried to find out the teacher's technology level based on FAMR model to look for how English as a foreign language teachers are able to incorporate technology into their classroom instructions. And we can see Ruben Fuentedura created the SAMR model as a framework for evaluating technology use and identifying the level of technology integrations in the classroom as a result of advances in science and research to help instructors use technology in the classroom. Now look at the table about teachers' technology integrations level. So this table makes clear that the teacher used technology level based on the SAMR model in the English classroom was on the third level. So there are three levels here. The first one is substitutions. So at the level of substitutions, here there is laptop, computer, tablet, mobile phone, projector, and others. Technology works as a direct tool replacement without functions enhancement. When examining the table before, teachers were on the substitutions level when instructing reading and listening skills. The first teacher at the language, okay, the first teacher at the language lab told the students to listen to songs or video that had been created utilizing computer speakers and multimedia technologies. Meanwhile, the second teacher displayed incomplete songs lyrics displayed on the projector screen in class. In this case, the teacher only transferred the song lyrics that their students should see on their books to a computer screen or projector. The next one is about augmentations. So in contrast to the substitutions level, the augmentation level implies technology as a direct replacement tool to improve learning in both online and offline learning situations. From the table, the augmentations level in which the teacher used Microsoft Word, Google Docs, and then e-dictionary, Google Translate, PicsArt, photo and video, and then Google Classroom and Edmodo as features, an application that facilitates the teaching and learning process of English. This teaching material, of course, must previously be planned and made by the teacher in accordance with the content and the material list in the syllabus. The third one is about modifications. So at this stage, technology is reform or modifying classroom instruction. The extent of modifications is demonstrated by the use of learning management platforms by teachers. In this case, the teacher used Classroom and Edmodo for posting discussions and questions as well as for managing the activities of the class. Now we are going to the conclusion. So there are two conclusions may be drawn from this study relating to the ability of teachers to incorporate technology. So the first one is teacher incorporate several technology categories. The teachers also have included those technological categories to ensure that all of the students comprehend the English materials. And the second one is based on SAMR model, the teachers are classified on the degree of modifications level. It indicates that the teachers succeed at the level of substitutions and augmentations. Additionally, this chance is on the of teachers' appreciations performance when they try to go to the third level and at least a good first step for their effort to move up to the next step in the SAMR model. Okay, I think that's all about my presentation. Thank you very much for your kind attention. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.